Georgia P.
Hi, Georgia.
Sharon.
Hi, Sharon.
And Shaz.
Hi, Shaz. Thank you for joining me. I thought I was going to have to talk to myself there for an hour, which wouldn't be a problem because I do talk to myself regularly. You don't always get the answers you expect from yourself either. Just a bit worrying. Anyway, today we got so close to finishing last time, but I know me, if I'm hurrying, that's when things go wrong, and I didn't want that to be the case. Actually, the very last thing that I did was put this eyebrow in, and it was in the wrong place, so I've had to go over that and then put it back in again, and I think it's okay now. I think I'm going to change the sort of temperature of her face, really. She's looking a bit cool, and I'd like her to look a bit more vibrant, really. However, before we get started with her, I just wanted to mention the giveaway that is going on now. You may remember, I hope you remember, our Wandering Women book. This was our woman who wandered to France. And then we had... This is in an altered book. This is a book of Renoir paintings and sketches. I just stuck 2 pages together to give it a bit of strength. And it's got a lovely hard back and front to it. So it'll be a good book for an art journal. This is Our Lady, the first one that we did actually. And she had wandered to India. I think this one was quite successful, really. I liked that one. And then we had the Dutch lady wandered to the Netherlands with, you can see the sort of iconic Netherlandish things on the page. So the giveaway is, I'd like you to do an art journal page. It can be any size, it can be in any medium, but it must be originally yours and not one of the 3 countries I've already done. And if you could submit those on either the post on my main page, Miss Paint-A-Lot, or on the Miss Paint-A-Lot's art group page, you'll see there's a thing at the top of both pages. In the comments, if you could put your picture. It's not a competition about which painting or which spread is the best. It's not about that at all. Everybody who enters has an equal chance of winning. I shall put all the names in a hat, literally, and pull out one, and you will be the winner of this glorious Posca pen paint marker set. I go on about them all the time. They're such workhorses, really. They're excellent. And I thought, well, why not treat you? Like I said last time, I wish I could treat all of you, I really do. But there's only one up for grabs, so make sure that you do your spread, get the picture in the comments before 4 o'clock on the 20th of September, and I shall draw it live during my Friday live on the 20th of September. So you've got to be in it to win it, guys. You can do whatever you like, as long as it's a country we haven't already been to, and as long as Our Lady is there in whatever guise you choose to put her in. So that's that housekeeping out the way, so to speak. Where's my book? There we are. It's time I did another one myself, actually. Been caught up with these ones. These are a different thing, mixed. Well, they're different, but kind of the same. They're mixed media. And they really are mixed media. There's a lot of different stuff being thrown at these boards. Well, say thrown. Well, I mean placed. Placed is what I mean. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. This one is our copper one. You remember that we had the teals, the greens, the oranges, Shaz's lovely yellow idea, and then I put ink down it. And as soon as I'd done it, I thought, I don't like the ink. It just took over everything. So Mr. Fix-It kindly this morning has gone over some of the ink with nail varnish remover, acetone, and he's got some of that gone. I'm happy with what we've got now. I've got this sort of grid thing going on here, which I quite like. But all these ones that went from edge to edge, they really weren't good for the picture. Picture didn't want it, and I didn't want it. So, and then I put the lady in. I'm pretty sure I didn't film that. I just put it in by myself. Didn't film it, no. I thought not. And the idea with this is that when you put your squiggles on with your Posca, these yellow and green marks, that when you finished everything else and you look, you're trying to find a face within the squiggles. And you sit for hours and you just, no, I can't see one. And then all of a sudden, I can see one. And first I saw her eyes. And then when I looked, there was just a faint line of Posca around there. So that's why she's at that sort of angle, because that's what I had to work with. But it's quite nice, actually. I think she looks like she's looking down. She looks a bit melancholic, actually. But, why not? And then her hair, the same thing. These were the lines that I had to work with. So those are the lines that I chose. I think you probably still see around some of them the lines that I've followed. And then once it's all done, we just put this very faint sort of halo around her, really. It's not that I particularly want white to be there. But if it's not there, you can't pick the woman out at all. You just can't see her. So we need that to bring her forward. And because I don't want to put the hair in completely black or brown or whatever colour, I want still to be able to see the background through it. So that's that one. I think it was quite successful, actually. I quite like that one, but they're my sort of colour, so I probably would. And we also, I didn't video this one either, actually. Kind of a bit slack. This was the neon one. This was the one that kicked it all off. And these really are fluorescent colours. They're lovely. If I was doing it again, yes, I'd change her and maybe square her eyes up a bit. But I don't know, she looks like she's got attitude, the girl. So I'm quite happy with that. And once again, we've got this white halo around her, which I don't think you actually notice. It's a strange thing. I don't think you notice it when you look at the picture. And yet, if it wasn't there, you wouldn't notice the girl. You'd notice her face, but not her hair. So that brings us on to today's and the end of that little series of 3. I hope you've enjoyed them, or at least, maybe learnt something. Or hi, Paula. Your live yesterday was fantastic. I loved it. It was, with all due regard to Manda, who's just a lovely soul, yesterday's was just fantastic. I really, really enjoyed it. I'm sure everybody else did as well. It's amazing how you can just start from the opposite way around, as it were. And I know they're both going to be fantastic when it's finished. And I know you were saying yesterday about my style of, my lives, let's say, that they're methodical. And yeah, they are. But the reason they're methodical is I am actually trying to sort of teach people step by step which brush to use, why we're using that brush, all the steps that they can actually then take away and do it. I don't actually paint my own paintings in that style. I do sort of crack on with it, but for the purposes of the lives, I like to go slowly and I like to explain everything. So, I'm slower than you. Anyway, right, this lady. So, I decided some while ago that I had this piece of rice paper. I've had it for ages, yonked. And it never fitted in anything that I was doing at all. But it just came to my mind when I was doing this. And I thought, wouldn't that make the most fantastic headdress for this girl? Look at that. I mean, once again, you can hardly see it because we haven't got this halo around it. But we will have. And I think, in real life, that actually looks quite nice. So I was then faced with the problem that we always have when we're decoupaging things. Unless you decoupage onto white or a very light colour, you can't actually, the tissue just sinks into it and you really can't see it very well. So I thought I would give it a try of painting the back side of it. Bear in mind it's rice paper, not tissue paper. I don't think you'd do this with tissue. But I painted the back with 2 coats of white. So I should have the same effect as putting it down onto white. And it certainly looks like it's done the trick. Time only will tell, of course. But that's going to go there on her. And I sort of need to... can you smell food cooking? I can smell food.
You can always smell food. 3 streets away, you'd smell it.
I think that's slightly cruel, but true. When we go to Sainsbury's at Carlisle, the unit next to it is McVitie's biscuits. Oh my God. Oh, when she's cooking ginger snaps, I mean Mrs. McVitie, when she's cooking ginger snaps, I just so want to go knock at her front door. Anyway, that's completely by the by. So what I'm going to have to do with this is get it in the right place and kind of draw around it as best I can, because we need to put that halo around. What's the matter with the cat now? For heaven's sake.
Just let him. It's just being a cat.
Oh, he's being our cat. He's a pain in the rear end. So I need to select. Let's get down to this, guys. Honestly, I'm waffling a bit today. We need to select which lines we're going to take for a hair. So there's a one that's coming. You see this green line? It's a green line that's coming around there. It comes down to a shoulder. I'm wondering whether I should take that. And then the same green line, no, actually it jumps onto that, then sort of goes over here, and there's another little one over there. Yeah, I think that might, oh yeah, and that one kind of back up to her, yeah. So she's going to have very little hair on this side and quite a lot on this. I think that's probably the way to go. So the question is, what colour do I put her hair in? Remember on the other two, I put it in black. Come on. Which I think was the right thing to do for those ones. This one because it looks graffiti, and this one because it was the only colour that would show at all. So I don't know what colour to do that in. Shall I do it in pink? Pink might be quite nice.
The large ones there.
That's quite a fluorescent pink, that, isn't it? That's quite bright. Or I've got a chalky sort of pink, that probably won't stand out. Or a green. Those are my options, I'd say. Wouldn't you?
Yes.
I think I might go for that. The really bright one. What do you think?
We'll try to make a mark over in, say, the top right-hand corner, out the way. Some crosses or dashes or something. And we'll see.
Let's put some. Yeah, I think that's going to be all right. Yeah, I think that's going to be the way forward. Let's give this a bit of a shake before we start. Oh, it's a bit.
Georgia P says the cat sounds hungry.
He's not. He's just been fed. He's.
Yeah, but he's had 2.
He's had 2 sachets.
Yes.
Oh right.
The first one didn't satisfy him, obviously.
Oh right.
The second one has.
He's a very vocal cat, as our cat. He's about 14 now. We've had him since he was a really 8-week-old kitten, and he's just vocal. That's all I'll say, because he's just vocal. So I'm going to start with going over this green line with this pink. And that's going to be the outside of her hair down this side, which I think is fine. So I'm going to make that really thick so there's no ambiguity. And I can find it when I come back to it. all the lines in her hair aren't this thick. Some are thinner, but I do like to have the odd thick bit. Right, that's okay. That's okay, I think. Right, now I've got to kind of find my way through here. So it's down here, then hop onto that one. I've got a line that's coming up here. Or I've got this round here. Might go for that one round there. It's excellent fun, this, because it's drawn out for you, if you know what I mean. It's just good fun. But it wouldn't work if you cheat, so don't cheat. Where's that going to come to? What's going to happen to her? Is she just petering out, is she? Okay. Where am I? Up to here. Right. So, yeah, I think that'll work. Not so fussed about the top bit here because I say her floral crown, shall we call it. It is bizarre, this world of sort of whimsical people. Well, whimsy altogether, actually. One of the girls that is very successful and does a lot of this sort of stuff is the queen of all unicorns. She's very good at what she does. But that's some title to have. Yeah, I think this is going to look all right. Well, it's got to now because they're in. Actually, with Posca pens, if you're really, really quick, it's a bit like, well, it's a lot like acrylic because that's what it is. If you're really quick, pile a load of water onto it and dab it up and you'll get it up, but you have to be really quick, really, really quick. Right, so, well, a parting's going there, obviously, but we're not going to see that. But let's just draw in, a pink line down here. Just in case that's sort of visible, and down there, and then down here there's generally quite a lot of lines. I just probably need one more. There we are. So that's fine for that side. I'm not worried about this top part of her hair at all. I'm quite nervous about putting this in. I don't know why. Right. How shall I do it? Shall I do it so they all end there and then they all go round? Don't know. Okay. Just want to cover that very dark line around her face. I'm going to have to come back to some of these because you can't see them. And I'm just going to put some lines in there to represent the hair at the back of her neck. Well, I don't know if you can see that, but I can, and it's all right. I quite like that, in fact. So let's choose some lines to emphasize. This one I think would be a good one. I'm glad we chose pink, but I don't know necessarily that it's showing up. the best for you. Can I just say one other thing completely off topic? Karen Smith, if you're watching this on replay, I've been thinking about you all day and I hope you're all right. So let's just thicken up some other ones. About your Posca pens, folks, never use it on wet acrylic. Never use any pen on wet acrylic, actually. It's the fastest way to ruin anything. Oh, here comes Mr. Fix-It's hand. Yeah. It's going round here.
Yeah, but there the hand's going
down. Oh, right,
so
okay.
That's coming down and then it kills back on itself.
Oh, yeah. Round to here. And then curl back. Did you say?
No, because the lines.
Yeah, that's what I said. Unfortunately, we've got a pink line there that's carrying on, and it's once we've got the halo on, it'll look all right. Do you think it needs any more lines or any more thicker lines? It's hard to say, isn't it? I think I'll just thicken this one up a little bit more. Actually, make sure it's pink rather than thicken it, and then I'll take stock again once the halo's in place. There's an area of nothing here, which you could probably do with another one coming down that way, I think. Right, okay. Yeah?
I think we should use the light one just to give it more definition, sort of two tones. It's not really dark enough, is it? We need a much darker pink, really.
We haven't got a darker pink, we've got red, but that's completely wrong.
Yeah.
That's the same as it. Oh no, that's metallic. Let's give this a whirl then. That's standing out better, maybe.
Two together is working.
Yeah. I mean, very tempted to finish this girl off. Paula and Jessica will tell you what that's like. You get up to a stage and you're really into it, and then you've got to put it away for a couple of days, and you can't get it off your mind. You really just want to go and have a go at it. But I've been good. I've resisted temptation. I've got some really lovely new products today that I'm going to show you, because I don't think I've spent enough of your money yet. When I show you new products, it's not because I expect you to go out and buy them. It's not. It's just, I think it's nice for you to see what's on the market. The problem with getting a really straight line is that underneath there's very, it's got all that tissue and everything on it. So your pen wants to skip over it. But we're doing all right. I think that's it. Maybe one coming up here. Yeah. Yeah, that looks nice. Good idea, Mr. Fix-It, once again. You're full of them. All full of something.
Oui.
I'm just wondering how to make a line round this. I just want it there so as the just the slight pink of her hair shows. Actually, I should probably finish her face first, shouldn't I? Let's finish her face.
And a neck.
And a what? Neck, yeah. Right. I had a good rummage through all my cheap paints, and I found this one, De La Roni Simply Acrylic Portrait Pink. It looked to me like it was brand new, like I hadn't used it. It's old, but it does seem to be working all right. So it's just a cheap one. I've probably got it from Hobbycraft or somewhere like that. There's a lack of kitchen towel in this house. So it's a slightly sort of pinker, as you'd expect. Pinker tone than that sort of browny colour that we had last time, which was equally fine, I think, but I just prefer this. It's a bit lighter. Thank you very much indeed. So just particularly around here, I thought it was looking a bit browny. And she's a Caucasian lady, so she needed to be pinker. You can tell she's Caucasian by the pink hair. So we just need a bit down onto here. I will say this cheap paint has like zero coverage, but... Hello, Carol. How's life in Bulgaria today? You still sweltering over there? Because I wouldn't mind a bit of that, really. There's a line that comes across here which I'm going to take as being the start of her dress, which may or may not get put on. I don't know. It's just a dress in my imagination. There's a line there. Need to leave that to dry and then put some shading on it and whatever. I just on the other side of the face here, it's still that the browny colour. I want to leave that quite light above her lip, but I'll do it over in this pink. And I use my crayons, which I like. I love. They've done a nice job, but I think we can do better. We can rosy her up a bit. It looks like she's got a moustache there. That's no good at all. And into her nostrils is green. Which maybe she's got a bad cold. Oh, that's a horrible thought. There we are. We're not doing so badly there. Right, okay. Her cheeks. Right, I said I'd introduce something to you, something new to you. And these things here are Jane Davenport Velvet Pastels. Jane Davenport is an Australian girl. She speaks incredibly like Dame Edna Everage. I'm really sorry, Jane, but you do. And she's got glasses on that are relatively flamboyant. And I'm afraid every time I see her, I just think Dame Edna Everage. But she produces some lovely, lovely work. She was a fashion illustrator by trade. And she now produces her own range of loveliness. I mean, really lovely. This is her sort of style here. Lovely, lovely, loveliness. So this is what I wanted to show you today. So if you've heard of gelatos, I think they're a De La Rowney invention, gelatos. Well, these are the Jane Davenport version of them, and I'll show you what they do before we go. These are called drama sticks, and there are two different sets of these. I have this one that's a sort of flesh colours and lipstick and cheek and eye probably colours, and they are gorgeous. They're really soft and lovely. And she's also brought out these pastels. It's a range that she's done that she wanted to look like makeup. It's for painting faces initially, originally. So she wants it all to look like makeup. So, I mean, that looks like those lipsticks that you get, doesn't it? The top twists off. And, it's like you're going to apply your lipstick. And they smell really nice as well. Don't know how she's managed that. These ones, they leave a lovely waxy smudgy mark. Really lovely. I haven't played with them very much because I don't want to use them all up. And she's brought out this range of pastels that she wants to look like eyeshadows. And I think she's achieved that. There is another palette. There's 4 palettes of them. I have 3. That's the cool palette. This is the warm palette. And this is what she's called Mineralize. And it's, oops, I think I must have dropped that one, because they were all in perfect order. However, it doesn't matter, they work just as well. But they're all sort of two-tone metallic, sort of random metallic. I mean, they're gorgeous. Really are gorgeous. So we'll see if we can bring some of those into play today. I might leave that one out. I'll put those away for another day. I'll leave those within hand shot in case I want to use them, because they're so lovely. So with all pastels, you need to set them, you need to fix them, because they don't sit into the paper like acrylic or watercolour or whatever you're painting with. They tend to sit on the top. So if that's your finished thing, if you want to keep it for yourself, it's fine. You don't need to fix it with anything. But if you are sending it in the post or you're selling it, then you do need to fix it, because somebody will go like that, and they might never go like that. Could you pass me that hairspray that's out there, please? In a purple tin. But the thing about fixing pastels is you can buy the proper professional fixative, which is what I use for things when I'm selling dog portraits or whatever. I fix them with the professional fixative. But if you are just doing it for yourself or whatever, then cheap hairspray will do it. And the cheaper the better, because once you start getting dearer hairsprays, you start getting oils and stuff that treats your hair, and that's no good for your pastels. It just saps them of colour immediately. So go to, Asda or Aldi or wherever, buy the cheapest one, and that will fix it fine. It'll be fine. Right, I'm wondering whether to put this on with my finger or... You can put it on with these, but these were really cheap, and they didn't work properly for me. They just irritated me. And for when I'm pasteling, I have this. They're called soft tools. They're just plastic, I will use that one, I think. The plastic look a bit like a palette knife, and you get these special sponges that go on them. I need the second one. And you can wash the sponges. I mean, quite honestly, after a couple of proper pastel paintings, pastel from start to finish, the sponge bit will be ready to chuck out, and you'll have to buy some more, and they're not the cheapest in the world. But I don't think any of you are into pasteling, so just buy some maybe decent quality eye makeup sponges, and I'm sure you get on all right. Or do it with your fingers, probably equally as good. So you just slide your tool into that, and it's always a bit of a please go. Just hold on to the corners, slide it on. No, it's going. Oh, thank you. Take that opportunity to have a drink. Yeah, they come in a variety of shapes. These are the ones I have. Little triangular one, a square one, and a longer rounded one. It depends. Really, when you're doing portraits, sometimes you need a very sharp point to get in around the eyes and whatnot. Right, so let's give this a try then. Let's see. What colour shall we go for first? Oh, I don't know. Let's try this one. Let's try that one. I have never used these before. I've no idea how much pigment they put down or anything really. Ooh, that's nice. That's nice, isn't it? That's lovely. So you can use these on the edge just to get a nice line. Oh, quite like that. Actually, that's made a bit of a difference to her. It's cheered her up a bit. Didn't like to think of her being miserable. I'm just going to go down either side down here. Give her a bit of colour down there. Lovely. Wipe my brush off. I thought there was a white one. Maybe I'm seeing things. Where did I put them then? It's not easy being me. A white pastel. There isn't one. Metallic one, but alright, well never mind. We can put that in with paint if we wanted to. I was just going to reinforce that nose and round the bottom of the chin, but I quite like that anyway. So you can see if we hadn't already drawn the face in, this might have been quite a nice option for putting it in, I would say. But I like that better, so I'm quite happy I'll leave that there. Right, I think we have to address the eye situation next. I need a thin black pen. That'll be a poster then. So I need to just draw a line just inside here for the bottom of her eyelid. And on the other side. And that's her eyelid. And then she's got this line which is in there already, but I'll just reinforce it, which is the eyelid again. Right, then. I think the next thing to do is let's give her some eyeshadow, shall we? So I've got these shades to choose from. Quite like this one actually. I think it sort of goes with it. So we'll use this delightful stuff. It really is gorgeous. And I just want to just bring it along there. I'm really a novice at these things. I haven't used them in anger at all. I got them out and I put them onto, swatched them out onto a piece of paper. Oh, that looks pretty. I mean, I haven't put my brush back, or my wand, or whatever you choose to call it, back into the pot yet, so you obviously get quite a bit from one pass. It's quite opaque. In fact, it's very opaque. Yeah, I like that. That's nice. I'm going to have to use some white because I need to put white there and there. I'll just put a little bit of this light pink into a tear duct there. I'll wait for that to dry. I don't really know how long it takes actually. I'll put some white out because I want to have some white. Not much, but I'll also put some tinting white out. Oh, hello. That's a lot. Right, get me a brush. So I want this titanium white just to go across the top of there, just as a highlighter, just as you would if you were putting your makeup on. Sorry I keep having to tip the board, but it's because I'm left-handed. I can only do things from this line of attack. So that's a nice highlight there, I think, for her. She's quite coming to life, isn't she, our little girl? Right, so I think, is that dry? Not quite. It's quite dry, but I don't want to take a gamble on it. Is she looking alright? Yeah, Mr. Fix-It's just explaining to me that this I could have blended into the white. It's supposed to be well, it is blendable, which is great, but that's not actually what I wanted on this girl. I'm just going to give her another coat of this because I can see we're going to be left with a neck that needs attention. I know that feeling. There's such a lot of...
Serafina says hi.
Hello, Serafina. That's a new name, I think. Is it your first time joining us? You're very welcome. Where are you from? And where did you find out about me? Maybe it was because somebody shared. If you Paula, I know you will have done already because you're fantastic like that. But if any of you watching can possibly share this video, I would be very grateful. It gets the word out about us, gets more people in our little crew, so it becomes more exciting for us all. So please, if you can share, please do. I think that'll be enough actually. Once that dries, we can get some shady stuff in there. What was I going to do next? I don't really know. I'm just going to just bring that up a little bit. It's just, I want it white, but that's too white. Okay, yeah, that's I'm more happy with that. Right, so now I think we need to. She's pretty finished, apart from some shading on her neck. So what I need to do now is, over the next few weeks, I will introduce you to those other Jane Davenport products that I've got, but I'll do some testing out first, so I kind of know what they do and what they don't do. I'm not suggesting that you rush out and buy them because they are very, very expensive, actually. All craft things are really expensive. It's ridiculous. Right, so that's where that's going. So I somehow need to let myself know where that is. I might have. Yeah, I've got two. So I'll just draw over the edge of this, which may or may not work. Let's have a look. No. So I'm just going to have to. Is that going to work? Can you see that?
Yeah. I painted in white anyway, so it doesn't matter.
This is because we can't get in to do the halo around it once it's stuck down, because it's just too fiddly to get in. So we need an idea of where the halo is going to go. That bit's pretty much nearly over the top, to be honest. Some of these bits are a bit skinny, so I'll just ignore them. Right. Not a clue. Well, I think we're just going to have to do our best, really. So I'm going to use the tinting white. I can't even see where that begins.
We'll stick it down and we'll do it after.
I think we can, though.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, Mr. Fix-It's saying stick it down and we'll do it after. Thought it was being so clever as well, but I just can't see where it is. I really wanted you to see that as well. Anyway, let's get some. I don't know, what should we use? Prick, probably. I'll do it on this. It's alright. Seems I've shaved that most of a bit of paper, but actually. slightly careful with some of these, as you know, you people at decoupage, because they like to fall off. Actually, when I was painting it, it got sort of stuck. As it was drying, it was sticking itself to the...
Seraphina says she's from DC Metro. You popped up on a timeline.
Oh, did I? Hello! You never can tell where you're going to pop up. It's DC Metro. Is that Washington? Is Mr. Trump your neighbour? It could be, you know.
Possible.
Right, let's see if we can get this on right first time. So that goes to there and that goes to there. I think that's right. I think that's right. This is a delicate little bit, isn't it? Whoever would have thought when it started out. So, Seraphina, introduce yourself. Do you paint furniture, or are you an artist? You don't have to answer, incidentally. If you don't want to answer, that's equally fine. Just sit there and watch.
He says yes, I think, to the Washington. It's a couple of miles away.
That's quite close. Okay, so we have that attached. I'll just get... I'll just get my brayer and I'll just make sure that it really is stuck on there. Mr. Fixit, do you fancy doing the halo? You can take the face camera off if you want to, but there's no need. So our special guest star today is Mr. Fixit. I'm pretty rubbish at doing this halo. We established that through the week. I even cut my nail down so as I could see where I was putting it on. It's still rubbish. So Mr. Fixit is our... Oh, I haven't done her eyes either. Well, if you do the halo, I'll come back and I'll do the eyes. At least part of the halo.
The camera on. You can answer some comments.
Thank you.
Unless they're rude.
Thank you.
Little pen in there, is it?
Yeah.
This is a first for the good people, isn't it? Where's the white gone? Which is the...
The big lot is the mixing white.
Thank you. Do we know where this is coming to end down here?
Yeah, it's just the little pink. In, there, that.
So from there up?
Yeah. If you pass my drink, please. Thank you.
You can explain what I'm doing if you like.
Well, this is a little delight for you, isn't it? On a Friday afternoon. I just can't do it. My fingers just don't do this.
Get the shakes.
Yeah, shake a bit too much. So it's going to Mr. Fixit to jump in. I didn't tell him I was going to do that. But I can't do it myself.
Looking alright.
Well, I see Mr. Fixit's put a link in for Jane Davenport. Yeah, pop over and have a look. She's got some really interesting...
Poor ass for one.
Ah, right. She's got some really interesting stuff going on. But as I say, her merchandise, well, I find it a little on the top heavy side. But all craft stuff is. Mr. Fixit's been today spying out the auction that's on Monday, and he's found 2 boxes of crafting stuff that are of interest, he says. So he'll be up and off on Monday to the auction, see what he can dig up. Like, I really, really need some more supplies. I mean, seriously, guys, I'm going to have to move out.
Can't see where you stuck this on very well, but
Sorry?
I'm just guessing where you've stuck this on because it's.
I thought you said I hadn't stuck it on.
No. You stuck it on so well I can't actually find the edges very well,
right.
but I think we're getting there. How's it look on the camera?
It looks great. Absolutely great. Ziggy says, "Oh my gosh, Mr. Fix-It!"
Do not adjust your sets.
Oh, yeah. Paula Roll says hello.
Hello, good people.
Shaz says whoop whoop.
I haven't had a good whoop whoop in a long time.
Shaz says far too much excitement.
Calm yourself.
Oh dear. Ziggy's, oh no, hang on, where am I going? I just saw a message there from somebody whose name I didn't recognise, and now I can't find it.
Well, you don't have to do anything than scroll down.
It just said new comment. I really like the hair, says Shaz.
Thank you, I washed it today.
Not yours. Shaz says she's lying down with 8 dogs taking up every ounce of space surrounding me. Well, what can I say? 8 dogs.
8 dogs, that's a
fair
pack.
lot. Paula says, why wait? Are you feeling any better? Well, she's not likely to with drinking 8. I own 13, so I've been let off being totally squashed. 13 dogs, Shaz. When I say it out loud to you like that, does it sound a lot? Oh, if we had the we'd have 13 dogs.
How's that looking? You see? Oh, I'll put the right way around.
Yeah, it's looking good. That's looking so much better. It's amazing what that little bit of white paint does.
Yeah, it's just.
Can you put black in the hair too?
That's an old comment, like.
Is it? Oh, right. I think I'll go back to the beginning.
You're going upwards. You're reading from back to front.
Right. Okay. Well, I can't get it any further.
You need to go down.
Down. Scroll down.
That's right. They're the new ones at the bottom.
Well, that's the way I was going.
See where perhaps you're on this side of the camera.
Yeah. I'm no good at all this stuff. Paula says that she may or may not have had a play with her watercolour today.
Oh.
I know, that's naughty. Did you film it, Paula, even? So you can, you can play it, we can see what you've done. More new products, yeah, but you don't need to own them. You don't need to. That's what I do. Oh, this is really nice. Lots of people chatting. Karen Cunnett Rowsell. Hello, Karen Cunnett Rowsell. I do not recognise your name at all, and thank you very, very much for joining us. This is not a usual state of affairs of Mr. Fix-It doing the art. And it's definitely not normal that I'm sitting here reading them out. But anyway, Karen says she's adorable, so cheers. Thanks a big lot for that. Very hard. Can we have a link to these products? Yeah, there you go. Oh, Seraphina does fibre art. Use glass and other mediums.
Wow.
Well, that's interesting. Ziggy's been doing a Wandering Lady project. Excuse me, to go in for the competition. Anybody else started theirs yet? Oh, excuse me.
No coughing off camera, please.
Sorry. All my days, says Shaz, because you're not very Welsh either. I hate missing out on you ladies fiddling away with your art. Well, how do you find that, Mr. Fix-It? A lady fiddling away with his art.
Well, you know, if you're good at something, show it off, I say.
Yeah, you're right, Ziggy. I get through loads of Greek yogurt. I adore it.
I bet you get a lot of thrush.
We don't even talk about thrush. It's not appropriate to me. Paula says Ziggy keeps sending me clues. And Ziggy keeps sending me clues as well of where her wandering woman's going. I don't know, Paula, what do you reckon? I think it could be, my last guess was Italy, because she looked really stylish. But I don't know. I'd certainly like the background she's got. It's gorgeous. Well done, Sharon. You started. Brilliant. You get a heart for that. Ziggy says, stop it now, Fiona. And then, now? I'm not doing anything. I'm just reading out what you guys are saying. I don't usually get this joy. Oh, that little headdress thing on the top's starting to look quite nice. Her eyes need a bit of work. They're a bit googly. A little bit googly. Yeah, I know what you're saying, Paula, about putting the black through the hair. Don't know. It could work and then it couldn't, and if it doesn't, well, I'll say it, I'm buggered. Sorry for the foul language. I think she's looking quite nice though.
Should we do underneath the neckline?
No.
That's
I'm not sure what's going on there yet. Should I end up with a dress?
That's what I thought.
You've done really well around that, around her crown of flowers. There's a whole new language for whimsy people. A whole new language. A lot of it's pretty daft.
How are we looking?
I think that's great. Thank you.
I think we probably need to thicken up some of these lines so it'll make them come across.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think the stuff on the, as we look at it, the left of her head is quite nice. Quite like that. Yeah. I like the idea of sort of sweeping around behind her head. Yeah, I need to thicken some more. What I really need is a magenta. You know what? I might have a magenta marker in that Lyra kit.
You probably have. Yeah. Or if not, another Castell.
Oh, yeah.
Put that,
so you finished now?
Let me just zoom out a little.
Look at that, he does his own dirty tech work.
So you can see it all.
Yeah, I like that, but I do think it needs... Yeah.
Yeah, happy around...
Yeah, happy.
It's amazing the difference it makes. It makes these colours inside there look brighter than the ones outside, even though they're actually the same. It really brings those forward.
You done?
I'm done. If you're done.
Yep.
Bye.
Well, didn't he do well, the boy? I just remembered I've got this Lyra kit, set of pens, and there's a maroon one. I really can't remember what size the nib is on these.
Single-ended.
Yeah, it's actually not. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna put the magenta in, but I'll do it off camera because you don't really need to see me do that, do you? It could get very boring, and I don't like to think my lives are boring. Right, so yeah, I'll do that. I'll put the magenta in. Just make it hopefully sing a little more. Right, now back to our eyes. In the new supplies, we have this Jane Davenport. I can't remember what it's called.
magic sticks on this?
No, magic sticks are crayons. There might be some new ones left. Yeah, I can't remember what they're called, but
These ones are called ultimate pens.
Ultimate pens, okay. They dry waterproof. Yeah, this is how they come, like this. Ultimate pen, waterproof brush pen, black lace. So they're really nice pens actually. You can get a very, very fine line with them. Or if you apply a bit of pressure, they're almost like calligraphy pens. They're really nice. And once they're dry, they're dry. You can't reactivate them with water.
Silver screen on there if you need to put a bit of sparkle on there.
Yeah,
on top of
this is another thing that I have. It's called Silver Screen. And it's just a really fancy looking pen. It opens that way and that's silver. I have a gold one too. But I don't think she needs any silver. but they're nice to have.
Put it on the eyeliner. I would.
So eyeliner. Oh yeah, why not? Shall I do that now?
Don't listen to my advice. It's gone to my head, all this power. Try and see what it looks like.
I'll just put that over there and that should give that a bit of a sparkle, seeing as it's called Silver Screen. We're just messing around here. We could have been finished this ages ago. We're messing around. You can't see any difference. I can't see any much difference on that. But I'm guessing once it dries. Oh yeah, no, it is sparkly.
You can try and get it on the camera.
That's a waste of time, you can't see it. But it's right.
Oh, there you can look.
Yeah. Yeah, there you can. Yay! It's really sparkly, so that's quite nice. This is a bit of a mishmash of 100 things now, isn't it? Right, I want to actually put some eyelashes on her. So I'm using this Ultimate pen just to give her a bit of interest up here in her eyes. And the same up this side. That's not very curvy. I could go on forever and a day really, actually, but I think what I'm going to do is put the whites in her eyes.
You need a darker colour in her hair, I think, too.
Yeah, we definitely do. You're right, Paula. I'm just a bit worried about black.
Not black.
No, I'll go through everywhere that I can and see what markers I've got. Right, so these in America, I believe these are called catch lights, and I really like that name for them. The sort of reflective bit in the eye. And make sure that they're sort of looking the same way, otherwise it looks really odd. So there we are. That makes a big difference. I think it sort of brings our eyes immediately to life. I was just thinking of something else. I need to put some shadiness on her neck. You can see there's a bit of this brown. Actually, is there a brown pastel in there? Yeah. See, there's a pastel. Where did my soft tool go here? I really like that crown of doodles. I like it a lot. So I'm just going to clean my soft tool before I pick up the brown. I'm going to pick up that colour actually, which isn't brown, it's a dark purpley colour. And just get it into there and just give her a bit of shading. need a slightly darker colour. Let's try that one. See if that's a better colour. Yeah, I'm happy with that. That's fine. As I was saying to Mr. Fixer, I'm really not sure what I'm doing about this part of her. I've drawn her shoulders in, and I might just do a sort of simple dress. I might do nothing. That might be her. I'd be quite happy with her being like that. She looks quite bridal, doesn't she? Made a huge difference to her eyes, those capsulites. Right, so there's some things that, I need to finish off, obviously. Need to darken her hair so it's really visible. Or put some pearlescent colour in her hair. Might be another way around it. But anyway, I'm going to sign it, which I don't normally do before I've finished it. But I want to sign it in the live, because this is going to a special young lady. I'll sign it down this corner here. Okay, so to Lola, with lots of love, Fiona and Justin. I'll just sign it down the bottom. So that'll go on its journey to Lola as soon as we've finished it. So there we are. It's Lola's lady. Right, well, thank you for bearing with me. I'm a quarter of an hour over, again, as always. But I think, well, I hope you've enjoyed it today. We haven't actually done that much. Mr. Fixit's been busy, so that's good. I do really like this. I think, I don't know what inspired me to do that. Just came into my mind, and I just like it, so. Okay, I'll show you, I'll put a picture up when it's completely finished. But thank you very, very much for joining me. Thank you to everyone who's managed to share this. And once again, I'll just quickly go through the giveaway that we've got going on at the moment for people who haven't. Could you pass my sketchbook over? Sorry. The art journal. Thank you. I'll just remove this because I don't want to stick something on it if it's wet. For those of you who are new to us and just joining for the first day, we're having a giveaway at the moment. And throughout the weeks we do various things, and this is an art journal. And it's Our Lady in different countries of the world, and she's dressed suitably for that country. There are things in the background that are suggestive of the country. For example, this is France, so we've got the Eiffel Tower, a little French street scene, the Montgolfier brothers, who were the first hot air balloonists. We've also got, this is a book that I bought from a charity bookshop, and I stuck 2 pages together. So you don't need to go out and spend anything on a book. This is Our Lady, and she's in India. And this is obviously the Taj Mahal and this lovely gold mandala. And it says, "O soul, thou art at rest," which is a saying within the Taj Mahal. And we put, Serafina, you're the textile lady, aren't you? Textile artist. Well, these are all fabrics that we stuck on. And she looks, and little cheap jewels, but she looks lovely, I think. And then this is Our Lady when she landed in the Netherlands, and she's got a, I was going to say uniform, national dress on, and she's got her braids, some tulips from Amsterdam, a windmill, and Vermeer's Girl with a Pearl Earring. And I wrote the words, wrote out the words, "When it's spring again." You do really need to have some motto, phrase, or whatever. That's what kind of makes it the art journal. So try and include one of those. If you've got a couple of weeks to do it, it's 2 weeks today, actually, the 20th of September. Just before my live, I will collect all the entries together and put them in a hat. And to enter, you need to produce something like this. It can be on board or whatever. It doesn't have to be in a sketchbook, just on paper. But it must include Our Lady. That's the premise of the whole thing. And please, not the ones that I've already done. So not the Netherlands, India or France. Any other country you find, any mediums you find, Serafina, if you want to join in with your textiles, that would be fabulous. I'd love that. But the competition itself is not a competition. It's not who's done the best spread. You have to do a spread to get your name in the hat, but I am not choosing whose was the best. It's not about that. It's just you're buying a ticket, if you like, when you post your spread. And prize is a set of Posca pens, which I use daily. I love them, and I'm always going on about them. So I thought I'd do a giveaway with them, and it's to anywhere in the world. So Serafina, if you want to join in, whoever, Sharon, join in, and if you win, I will happily post them to wherever you are in the world. So that's it from me today. That's quite sufficient. I'll post a picture of that one when it's done. And then as soon as that happens, it'll be on its way to Lola. I hope she likes it. If not, sorry. There's not that much more to do with it. I hope you enjoyed the little introduction to the Jane Davenport stuff. Go over and have a look at her on Facebook. I think it's Jane Davenport Mixed Media Artomologists or something like that. But put Jane Davenport in, it'll come up anyway. And I'll see you on Monday. Hope you all have a lovely weekend. Thank you so much for joining me as ever. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you on Monday.